Do-do-do-do-do-do. How's that for an intro? People think I think an intro song, right? Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. It is Sunday, and that means it's live stream day for Arena. And well, why not go over some Arena decks that seem to be, let's say, going through the paces in best of one? These are also some of the reasons and some of the decks that are very similar to the ones, at least the red ones, is why the Leyline of Resonance is banned in best of one. So, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The comments down below will feed that YouTube algorithm. So, links in the description. You can buy some cards off eBay and TCG Store, Sports Channel. Become a member on YouTube. Get in for some drawings. Thanksgiving drawing giveaway is going now. Links in the description. Go check it out. So, we have 3 decks to choose from today that are the top decks in the best of one in Arena Standard. However, unfortunately, they are 2 red decks and 1 black. So, sorry, fellas. The other colors suck. No, it's not that bad. These decks are just so fast that they're hard to get a hold of. So, let's start off with, well, the deck everyone probably plays. Mono Red Aggro. So, in Mono Red Aggro, what we have is we have Monastery Swiftspear, Hired Claw. That is the 1 red 1/2 that whenever you attack with one or more lizards, this is a lizard, it deals a damage to an opponent, and then for a 1 and red, you can put a +1/+1 counter on the claw. Seems easy. And repeatable, may I add. Also, Monastery Swiftspear, 1 red, 1/2, haste, prowess. Good. So, yeah. Hard to believe Swiftspear's back in standard. Makes me sad on the inside. Anyway, I mean, I'm happy to see it back, but decks like this is the reason why I'm not. We also have the Heartfire Hero, 1 red, 1/1 Mousage. It has Valiant, which is basically heroic. Whenever you target it with a spell or an ability, this is ability too, by the way, not just spell. Valiant's a little better than heroic. You can put +1/+1 counter on it. However, only once per turn. Still fine. Whenever it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. That's big. We have the Manifold Mouse. He's not carrying a car. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, he's a red and 1/1/2 with Offspring 2. Now, at the beginning of combat in your turn, target creature you control gains double strike or trample. You get to pick. This is really good with this guy because you immediately make him a 2/2 with double strike, and oh lord. And mind you, the bigger he gets, the worse this combo is. Hired Claw, I mean, it's fine. But he's really here for this guy. And this guy. Emberheart Challenger, red and 1, haste, prowess, 2/2. That also has Valiant. Whenever it becomes target spell or ability for the first time each turn, exile top card of your library. Till the end of turn, you may play that card. That's also good. And finally, we have the Screaming Nemesis, also known as my ex-wife. Anyway, red and 2 for 3/3 haster, deals damage to any target that it receives damage. So if you kill it with a 5/5, it's going to deal 5 damage to something. If you block it with a 1/1, it's going to do 1 damage to something. It's really just a powerhouse of a card, and I think people are finally figuring that out. I mentioned how great this card was going to be during the spoiler season of Duskmourn, but I don't think anybody took me seriously. And if this price tag over here of $80 doesn't change your mind, I don't know what will. So those are the 24 creatures in your deck. You only have 21 lands, which is kind of weird. You do have Rockface Village, which is add a colorless or add a red, spend the mana only to cast a creature spell, which is fine. But the big deal with this one is lizards, mouse, species, otters, whatever. Get +1/+0, gain haste in return. This is another way to trigger your Valiant creatures. So 4 of those are pretty good. Then you have the instants. Nothing but the BAM. Got 2 shocks. The classic 2 damage for 1 red. We have the Burst Lightning, the better shock. If you don't know, it's 1 red, 2 damage, but for 4, you can kick it for 4 colorless, so it does 4 damage. Actually relevant. Monstrous Rage, one of the best cards out of Eldraine, Wilds of Eldraine. Holy crap, is this card undersold? It's so good. If the $15 price tag didn't tell you that. We have 2 Lightning Strikes and 3 Witchstalker Frenzy. This one is a red and 3. It deals 5 damage to a creature, and you might be thinking, wow, 4 mana is awful high for a deck with 21 land. Well, it costs 1 less to cast for each creature that attack this turn. So if you attack with 3 creatures, this is 1 red to remove something out of the way before you have to block. Really good. And keywords on this card, it says each creature that attacked this turn. If your opponent swings in with three big beefy guys, this still costs 1 red because 3 creatures have attacked. They don't have to be your creatures. They can be anybody's creatures, and that makes a difference. So, with that said, obviously there's no sideboard because, well, best of 1. So, yeah. So that's what we're rocking in the red deck. So, let's check out the next red deck with a sploosh of white, splash, sploosh, call it what you will. But in this one, it's more of a Boros Auras strategy. We have 4 optimistic scavengers. These names are killing me. 1 white for a 1/1 has Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, or whenever you unlock a room, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. Pretty sweet, considering enchantments are the bomb. For those, again, Heartfire Hero makes an appearance again because enchantments target, making this huge. Manifold Mouse, once again, we just saw this in the other deck, along with Emberheart Challenger. Basically, these 3 Mises are the center of every red deck. And if they're not, they should be, unless you have one damn good reason why you're not playing them. Now, for instance, we have the 4 Monstrous Rage because, I mean, +2/+0, the ability to target at an instant, to give it +3/+1, trample. Also, it gets a monster roll token, so it gets another +1/+1 from that. So it's technically a +4/+2 if you hit any of these things except for this, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, this thing is just house. We have 4 Ethereal Armor. Yeah, that's a combo. Not to mention, it plays very well with the other stuff that has Valiant. We have Shard Mage's Rescue. It's a flash enchantment that gets +1/+1. The enchanted creature gets hexproof, which could be relevant if someone tries to kill it, but really you just want to target something and get +1/+1 because since you can only do this once a turn, stuff you can do on other people's turn gets you more counters. We have Demonic Ruckus. This is kind of funny. A red and 1, enchanted creatures +1/+1, menace, and trample. When it's put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Plot for 1. So, yeah. I mean, 1, to put it into exile and then wait for your next turn to play it. I mean, it's really good because for 2, you can do it on the same turn and get the shenanigans going. But if you don't have a creature currently and this is stuck in your hand, you can take your pump spells and store them up literally for casting, especially since this deck only runs 20 land. Pretty absurd. Featherflight, well, you know, +1/+0, draw a card, gain flying. Pretty good. Sheltered by Ghost, white removal that pumps your team. +1/+0 and lifelink. Ward 2, I mean, this thing should be $5 a pop. Anyway, and then we finally have Itali's Favor, a red and 2 enchantment that says enchant creature you control. Well, when it enters, you discover 3, which lets you cast literally anything in your deck. And the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. Only 2 because 3 mana is asking a lot. And depending on what you hit, might not be good. So, kind of cool. Lands, you got the basic mishmash: 5 mountains, 5 plains, 4 forges, and 4 inspiring vantage, and 2 Thran portals. Because you gotta be able to hit those mana killers, boys. Pretty sweet deck. Also, it's just this is where we're at in life. And for those who want to shun the red aggro decks, there's always Mono Black, one of my favorites. In this one, we're going to be rocking Liliana the Veil. Only 2, but you need more than 2. I mean, 1 almost seems like enough. I mean, she's a spicy lady. 2 black and 1 for a 3 loyalty planeswalker. It makes each player discard a card for +1 or -2 to sack a creature. If you get to -6, you pretty much won the game, but not bad. Gives you a little something to do. 4 Deep Cavern Bat. Big thing here, get something out of somebody's hand, plus 1/1 with lifelink and flying. Pretty sweet. 4 Unstoppable Slashers. When it comes to stopping red decks, this thing will do it. 2/3 with Death Touch. And it gets to come back when it dies. So don't mind blocking with it. 2 Archfiend of Dross. This just pretty much ends the game. You know, it has 4 oil counters on it. Beginning of your upkeep, you remove an oil counter. If you remove the last one, you lose. That means you get to swing with it 3 times for 18 damage. And between there somewhere, you just got to let a creature die so they lose 2 life. And, well, game's over. So, and this thing's pretty house. 4 Bloodletter. The Bloodletter is such a menace. 3 black and 1 for a 2/4. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice as much. That's devastating if you hit them with Dross. Or anything, really. But probably the sweet spot of the entire deck is the 10 removal spells. 4 cut downs. 5 or less, power and toughness, dead. 1 black. 2 go for the throats. Destroy non-artifact creatures. 2 anoint with afflicted. Exile anything mana value 3 or less, which is pretty much everything we play against. And 2 Shielder's Edict on the off chance you play against the Bio Planeswalkers. So, a sweet suit of things. Plus, you get 4 Duresses to help slow down those Valiant decks. Also, there's other enchantments. There's Nowhere to Run, which is technically removal, -3/-3, and stops people's hexproof from working. That's very good against another mono black deck or just the red decks in general because they do that thing. 4 Unholy Annex Ritual Chambers, really just to draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Well, okay, at the end of your end step, you draw a card. If you don't control a demon, you lose 2 life. But to be fair, this is a demon. Bloodletter is a demon. Slasher's only a zombie assassin. Darn the luck. So you've got 6 demons here, and if you get to 5 mana, you just make your own. So 22 swamps, 2 Mishra Factories, and there you have it. I feel like this is a little harder to play against the red rush of everything else, but if you get good at it, I think this deck is probably better than the others. It does have a little bit of life gain, you know, so it could do the thing for you. So there you go, guys. I'll see you on the live stream. And hey, I mean, if you want to play best of 1, why not go trolling with everybody else with the best? So till next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. Hopefully not playing this garbage. Jesus.